He is undoubtedly one of the biggest stars in Asia today. Just who is actor Gong Yoo? He has conquered both the film and TV drama industries in South Korea, winning fans all over the world. Here are some of his greatest hits. He made his breakthrough in the popular 2007 TV series Coffee Prince. In it, he plays a cafe owner who falls in love with a member of his staff whom he mistakes as a man. The drama is noted for touching upon the subject of homosexuality, still considered taboo in South Korea. Then there was his lead role in Dogani, a film about the real-life sexual abuse of children at a hearing-impaired school in South Korea. After the film's release, public outrage about the abuse led to tougher punishments of sex crimes against children and the disabled. Gong Yoo is perhaps best known to international audiences for starring in the zombie flick Train to Busan. The 2016 film debuted at the Cannes Film Festival and went on to sell nearly 5 million tickets in its opening week in South Korea. His latest project, Goblin, set the K-drama world on fire. He plays an immortal being with supernatural powers who falls in love with a human, an award-winning performance that has brought him to a new level of acclaim. Well, let's talk about your career. You've just finished the hit drama Goblin. Why was it such a success?
I don't know why. I don't know.
You could just say it was your acting. But something clicked with the audience, didn't it? All these women fell in love with your character.
Yeah, character, it's not me.
It's a piece I was really worried about. I certainly never thought Asia and the world would love it so much. When I think about why this drama was so beloved, at least in Korea, it is a story that goes beyond human-to-human relationships and love. There is this special godlike figure who has the ability to do a lot more than humans, interacting with humans who don't have much compared to him, and the love between a human and someone who isn't human. I think the public thought it was fresh. For example, it might be similar to the movie Twilight, where a vampire fell in love with a weak human girl.
You're very versatile. You play lots of different characters. How important is that to you?
창의적인 걸 좋아하는 사람이고.
I'm someone who likes creativity. When I first started, the projects I chose were for my own satisfaction, my own sense of achievement. I didn't know Goblin or Train to Busan would receive so much attention from the world. I feel proud in that sort of aspect.
You mentioned the blockbuster film Train to Busan. How important was it to receive international acclaim for that movie?
부산행이라는 영화는
The film Train to Busan is a zombie movie that Hollywood likes, but it's not something that Korean audiences are used to. The standards of the audience were much higher, so I never thought it would work in the international market. That mindset changed after I was invited to Cannes, after the film opened in various countries outside of Asia, after it came first in the box office. More importantly, rather than me gaining international recognition, I'm proud that these creative projects from Korea are getting recognized and being loved. It makes me want to do more. Hollywood is amazing, France is amazing, but I'm a Korean actor after all.
As your career was taking off, you enlisted for military service, which is compulsory here in Korea in 2008. Was that a difficult decision?
당연히
Frankly speaking, there won't be many guys who go to military with a purely joyful mindset. I think all the Korean men would agree with me. But this is not a matter of choice, it's the responsibility and obligation of men living in South Korea. So I never thought of it as something I could do differently even if I worry about it. In fact, a lot of people said timing-wise it was a shame for me to go to the military right after Coffee Prince. But now that I've done it, I really felt those 2 years were valuable to me as a man and an actor. It's an experience I can't buy with money and a time I really needed for myself.
Because you served on the front line. Tell us about that experience and what did you learn?
처음에 이제 약간
I spent the first year in Gangwon-do Cheolwon. It's not the front line exactly, but it was close. I felt many new things or things I'd forgotten both physically and mentally. As I ate, slept, and trained together with guys much younger than me, I learned more and felt their worries and problems as normal people, not celebrities.
And they would have looked up to you.
When they called me, oh, Coffee Prince, like that, 처음에는 엄청
At first, they asked for autographs and things like that. It was hard and tiring in the beginning, but it was just for a moment. Later, we bonded as normal people. There were some hard times, but at the end, I left the military not as the coffee prince, not as a popular celebrity or star, but as a friend and brother.
You've grown up on the Korean Peninsula, which is one of the most volatile flashpoints in the world. The US Defense Secretary recently said that North Korea's nuclear ambitions must be stopped and considers your northern neighbour to be an immediate threat to the United States. What's it like living day to day in this type of environment?
그냥 한국에서 태어나고 대한민국 코리아
What I feel as a Korean born in South Korea, you sometimes forget this is happening when you're busy, just living day-to-day life. But I do think there's a bit of nervousness in people's minds. It's somewhat like a time bomb. For example, something like this should never happen, and I hope it never happens, but it is almost like a volcano. You don't know when it's going to erupt. It makes me nervous. I can't say much because I'm not a politician, but I hope the political problems between countries or between North and South Korea could be resolved through conversation. Wouldn't all citizens of this country think the same? I'm just one of them.
It was during your service in the military that you were given a book by a superior that would ultimately change your life. It was based on the true story of a group of students who were sexually abused at a hearing impaired school here in Korea. When you left the military, you wanted to make this movie. Why?
배우로서가 아니라
When I first read the novel, I couldn't help but feel outrage as a person, not as an actor. I felt anger at how something like this could be forgotten by people, by society. That's where it all started.
You said that you were somebody who wasn't interested in social issues, that you were a bystander. But what changed?
의로운 일이라고 믿었고
I believed it was for the greater good. This was one of the first times where I thought, if I really had some sort of influence or popularity, isn't this something I should be using it for? Rather than taking to the streets to protest, the most ideal thing I could do as an actor was to push for funding with my popularity so this film could be made and I could take part in it.
Well, the movie, Dogani, was made in 2011 and people were outraged. They could not believe the level of abuse and the fact that the perpetrators got off with a slap on the wrist. But it was because of your movie shining a light on this issue that forced politicians to act. There was legislative reform. You must have felt so much pride.
관객들이
I filmed it hoping there would be a record of it because I thought people wouldn't want to remember this horrific true story. I do feel good that a lot of people sympathize with it, but it wasn't the purpose of why I did it. Many things had to happen for the Dogani law to pass. It wasn't just because I made the movie. It started the process, but the law was passed because of the efforts of the public. They were angry and felt the same way I did after watching the film. I didn't do it alone.
This film was a huge gamble because tackling such horrific, disturbing events can be off-putting to an audience, but in actual fact, your star rose. People saw you as this credible, serious actor. Did that change your life?
저는 이게 그렇게 대단하다고 생각하지 않나 봐요.
I guess I don't think it's so amazing. I'm not just trying to be humble, but I think anyone would have done the same thing. It all worked out because people felt our sincerity. I'm thankful to the millions of people who watched the film. After Dogani, I feel now I have a bigger responsibility as an actor.
Coming up, you've said in the past that you don't know how long you will stay an actor, but if you weren't acting, what else would you like to do?